go, 6 shooters, or 6 shooter at the moment. So we do get the 6 shooters in there next. Faith Ainsley's got the car going this time, in the 5T. So that should be the 6 shooters out on the track. Give them a couple just to do a little bit of tyre packing. There's a bit of clay down there on the outside of turns number 1 and 2. 3 and 4, they'll run them through that, just get that packed down again. Although, as we saw in the last one, there's plenty of grip out there. So we've got 1 lap to go. We're going to get into this one pretty quickly. Some of those races have just taken up a little bit of time in tonight's schedule. Although one of the things that the Speedway did for last season and this season to be a good part of the community, as we love to be here at the Heavy Track Central Motor Speedway, a self-imposed 10 p.m. curfew. So nobody told us to do it. We decided that was the right thing to do. And it has worked a treat. I know most people out there on a beautiful evening like tonight appreciate that Speedway stops at 10 or just a little bit thereafter sometimes. But we certainly make every effort to be a responsible part of the community. As now they line up. Faith Ainsley on the inside of row number 1, outside Georgia Gordon. We go back to a missing spot as they come round now to collect the green flag. Georgia Gordon to lead them around in P2. Flag drops and away they go. Who's going to get the best run down to turn number 1? Georgia Gordon does a great job. Tony Simmons round the outside of Faith Ainsley as they head through turn number 2. Josh Buchanan there as well. Then we go back to Emma Gordon and Brian Allison in the back. Josh Buchanan starting to make his way through the pack, as you would expect. Races a sprint car and a 6 shooter. He'll be here in the sprint car tomorrow night as he goes round into turn number 1, right behind Georgia Gordon. Doing a great job holding off Josh at the moment out the front. And down the front straight they go in front of this great big crowd here tonight. Down into turns 3 and 4. Josh looking for a way through on the inside. Oh, wiggling and woggling, he's through. Great work by Josh Buchanan down there in turn number 4. As they all head cleanly now down into turns 1 and 2. Georgia Gordon in second, Tony Simmons in third. Then we go back to Emma Gordon, Faith Ainsley next, then Brian Allison off the back. Josh Buchanan doing it nicely. Goes high into turns number 4, down into turn number 1, does what he needs. Pulls a little bit further away from the rest of the field. Georgia Gordon, then we go about 4 or 5 car lengths back to Tony Simmons. Faith Ainsley spun over there in turn number 2. Car is stationary. I think this could be the yellows will come out. I know she's away on her own by the looks of things. They're going to call it. They're going to hold it. No. Stopped again. Everyone can see the car. So hopefully she can get it going and mobile and moving away from the exit on the inside of the pole line of turn number 2. Yellows are out. Again, give that car a very quick helping hand to get started. So Josh Buchanan looking pretty fast and speedy out the front, as I said. He runs a 6 shooter and the bigger version of it in the form of the sprint car, painted up exactly like the 43T, the Placemakers and Cromwell Henry sponsored entry. So he does double work on most nights here. And again, he's asked him the biggest difference between the two, and he says when you get to a corner, one, you get about a day and a half to think about what's going to happen. The other, if you do, it's already happened. So the sprint car is just so much faster. And he said the sprint car turns on a dime with all that aero on the top and the big 950 horsepower V8 engines in the front. And I believe tomorrow night we've got someone else who's going to be stepping up into a sprint car from the 6 shooters. We'll wait to tell you all about that tomorrow night. Just another good reason to turn up. As they come around now to collect the green flag. Josh Buchanan to lead them away. Green is down and away they go towards turn number 1. Josh Buchanan out in front. Georgia Gordon now under fire from Emma Gordon as Tony Simmons slips back into 4th position. Down through turns number 3 they go. So the Gordon girls are going to fight it out for 2nd and 3rd as they head down into turn number 2. Josh Buchanan out the front, Tony Simmons just hanging off the back of the 2 girls as they head down through turn number 2. Georgia Gordon still managing to hold on to 2nd. Down through turns number 3 and 4. That's 6 laps gone. Josh Buchanan out in the front at the moment. Doing it nicely, using all the track as Emma Gordon slips down the inside of Georgia through turn number 2. Great move by Emma down there. Pulls up in a 2nd position. Georgia back to 3rd. Tony Simmons still just hanging on to 4th. And we go back to Brian Ellison. Then back to Faith Ainsley. As we watch Josh Buchanan making it look pretty easy out there in the front. Georgia Gordon coming under fire through turn number 2 from Tony Simmons. But Josh Buchanan has it by about 20 car lengths at the moment, back to Emma Gordon, who did a great job in that move down there in turn number 2. And then we go back to Georgia Gordon, who's still got Tony Simmons right on her back bar as they head down to turn number 1. Emma Gordon now starting to make a bit of a break as Tony Simmons tried to go down the inside of Georgia. Didn't get it to work. White flag comes out. Josh Buchanan passes it. Then comes next the 27 car of Emma Gordon. Back to the 71 chassis of Georgia Gordon. 18T of Tony Simmons. As Josh Buchanan slides it beautifully through 3 and 4. Makes it look effortless. Cross for the checkered flag. Emma Gordon, great work to get 2nd. Then when we go back to Georgia Gordon, who holds off Tony Simmons, who's in 4th. Then we go back to Brian Ellison and Faith Ainsley in the 5T car. Fastest out there on the track was Josh Buchanan on an 18.15. Tony Simmons an 18.79. Then we'll go back to Georgia Gordon on a 19.0. So pretty good effort out there by the girls to fight it out. A very strong family in 6 shooters. It's the Gordon family. And it's great to see the camaraderie there as well. I know earlier on last season when John Pagan was waiting for an engine to turn up for his car, it wasn't quite ready. The Gordons lent him a car to get out there and do some racing. So fantastic to see that all these categories help each other out wherever and whenever they possibly can. So up next will indeed be Heat 7. And this is going to see the Friend Forestry, who are the main sponsor and also a category sponsor, go up against the Hiab Crane Services. So that's Group 1 and Group 4 up against each other.